Alright team, the Hyrox World Championships weekend is over and I am done with cutting that weekend vlog for you. I can definitely say that we just had an amazing weekend. 36 athletes from the TheFrisoNMethod team qualified for that championships race, and I as a coach couldn't be more proud about what I saw yesterday. My athletes the last weeks and months were just crazy, and it was a pleasure to work with every single one of you. This weekend I was not just here for my athletes, I was also here for the team MyZone athletes to help them to get through their races. So I definitely have to say I didn't focus a lot on filming stuff. I focused more on being here as a coach and doing a good job. And I can promise you some good stuff is waiting for you here today. So on day 2 we spoke with Mr. Theroxlyfe himself about commentating the Hyrox Elite race and racing the next day by himself. And I spoke with Alexander Roncevic, who took 2nd place in the men's elite race. We spoke about his race, but also about his training this summer. I also spoke to Dylan Scott about his race performance. I think he has some good words about how to overcome bad race days. Besides that, I also spoke to Tyler Henney, who took 1st place in the men's double division overall. Alright, but I think I talked enough now, so let's hop into this video together. Alright guys, we are at the Hyrox venue now and the opening ceremony just started. Enjoy that together, and from there we are hopping directly into the elite race that is happening tonight. So yeah, let's see what's happening and see us later. El Salvador! How do you like the opening ceremony and the new format of it?
Man, it's big, so much bigger than Vegas already. Like, just the amount of people.
Great to see that, right? Great to see that. No secret that the race didn't went as planned for you.
I mean, it definitely wasn't how it was planned. I didn't think that I would even possibly have that bad of a day, and then I did. And in that moment, I'm 3 stations in, and the only thing I can think is like, gosh, I just want to go home. Like, I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready for it to be done. Everything felt heavy. My heart rate just went through the roof. I couldn't run. I couldn't, like, it felt like if you wanted to say, hey, like, let's go have the worst Hyrox race you could possibly have at a world championship, I managed to pull that off. So, I thought that I had recovered well. I thought that I was all right, or at least I tried to tell myself that. I had my body giving me a couple of signs that morning that it was like, are you sure you're going to be okay? And I just, you can't get in your own head. So I just told myself, no, we're fine. And the thing is, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to the race. And it's going to exploit you if you're not prepared. And while my training, I felt like I was prepared for, my recovery wasn't there enough. And, I learned a lesson. And I think that it's not I think that it's a bit of a fluke result. I think I'm better than that. I know I'm better than that, to be honest. And I think I'll come back and prove that.
Yeah. Which placed 2 at the elite Hyrox race yesterday. Congrats for that. How did it went? And then let's go over to some other stuff.
The game plan was like to keep up with Hunter from the very beginning and to make him struggle at the burpees or at the rower, but he was like dominating from the start, and it was very hard like to keep his pace. And yeah, and then I got me in a fight for the second place with Kent and Sandbag and with Toby coming up. And I'm happy with the result. I went all out on the wall balls and it paid off. And
Podium, just waiting for the gold medal.
that's the one.
I think what makes the difference here? What do you think you have to do in the next months and years to get that more gold medal? Look at your results the last 2 years. You haven't finished a race above the top 3, the top 5. We haven't seen you, or we have seen you at the podium just all the time. So that just shows that also the best have bad days like that.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone. Do you have any tips, any words you would like to say to people out there? Because I have seen a lot of people going through situations like that this weekend at the past races.
If it's a race against Hunter, if Hunter is there, I need to be like more aggressive. I don't think I need to work on my strength or something.
Yeah.
No, I just need to be more aggressive, faster paces on the runs, a bit of more of compromised running, workouts, runs,
Okay.
faster, harder, maybe with more rest during training, and then rest, and then make it hard again, rest and make it hard again, just to keep up with him, because he will struggle if you are next to him, if you're racing with him, he struggles, his mind plays with him. And then there is a chance.
So putting him under pressure, you think will make the difference?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you see your chance, you can take it and then try to beat him. Yeah.
Forward to the next year's World Championships. I think we see a lot of people feel like burned out from this season. The season was pretty long. What are you going to do the next weeks and months? How do you handle those, or how did you handle that? Because it happened to you the first time in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, and it sucks that I have, like, from the jump, a lot of success. Every single time I raced, I was seeing podiums, and that happened all the way up until Friday night. And then that happened not like at a small race, it happens on a world stage. And like your family's back home watching, and you just get cracked. And what you have to do is you just have to remind yourself, yeah, that this is going to happen. This is sport. The human body is not a machine. It's not going to give you 100% every single time. You have to tinker with it. You have to tinker with your recovery. You have to tinker with your training. And you also can't get in your own head and believe that, like, one bad result means that, that's not the future. That's that moment. But if you can look back and you have a past of success, that's going to be a very good indication of the future. It's not, and if you have one little off day, you look back at the Boston Marathon, and I think the most resilient, zoned-in person is Eliud Kipchoge. And he had an off day that day. And I'm like, and while I am no Eliud Kipchoge, I know that if somebody who is that prepared and like mentally fortified can go out and he can fall apart, it can happen to anybody, because he's the best of the best when it comes to that. And so it happened to me, it happened to him, and I know he'll come back. I know I'll come back. I will never run a marathon as fast as that man, I can promise you that much. But he will also never catch me in a Hyrox.
Plans already, or do you just are going to relax?
Yes. I'm just right now. I'm enjoying. I'm just enjoying, and I will have some time with my family, with friends, maybe going out, going on holiday, and just relax and mentally prepare for the next season. I won't train that much. I'll do like maybe 3 or 4 training sessions a week, just to go with the flow and like keep my strength and my endurance. But I will refocus in September, and then maybe my next event would be in October. To qualify
so build from there
for the majors. Yeah.
Okay. We don't just want to speak about the bad side of things. And what are your plans for the rest of the year? What are the plans for the next season? What are the plans for the summer?
Well, I'll tell you, the first plan is to get on a flight tomorrow and to get home and to hold my fat little baby. I can't. I've missed that. I've missed that fella. It's been like 2.5 weeks since I've seen him. So that's the first plan. The first plan is to go home, is to give my baby a big hug, and to give my wife a big hug, and to realize that, in the highs and lows of the sport, at the highest moments, the one person I wanted the most was, Maria. And then Friday night, the lowest that I've been in the sport, the one person that I wanted was like Maria. And so to realize that beyond sports is just the family that you have that love you, and then like the community of Hyrox. And so what I'm going to end up doing is I'll go retool a couple things. I'll go get a little bit stronger. I might come back and not look as skinny, hopefully, as we've seen so far, and we'll see what that produces with regards to results. I don't have but you know, people have like their off-season training and stuff like that. I don't know what an off-season is. I'm sorry. A lot of coaches would be like, this guy's a moron, and sometimes they're right. But yeah, we're just gonna go home, enjoy a moment to just see my wife and kid again, and then get back to training and figure out what we need to do to try to finish this the best in the world one day.
Closing. Doors open.
All right, guys.
Doors
Day
closing.
2. Let's get some breakfast and then coach some athletes. That's English breakfast. What a beautiful day for a race day.
Let's go, Kirsten. Komm. Sehr stark.
Vicky. Mr. Roxlife himself, yesterday, the office, today on the track.
It was like a wild atmosphere in here. Like it was a good opportunity to do the live feed. Like it was a professional setup. They like really went for it finally. And like working with Hyrox and Lauren was like awesome. Like they know what they're doing. The races were amazing. Like the standard of athletes that we saw last night was class. And the atmosphere in here as well, like this, like that condensed evening, like 5,000 people in here, like cheering like these 30 amazing athletes. Yeah, no, it's class evening.
Nice. Going on the track and yourself?
Yeah, I'm racing tonight, so 5:40 tonight. I'm doing men's doubles with my friend. So long wait today till we get to the racing. You know, try not to walk around too much, try not to use up too much energy. So I've got here early today, checking out the venue again and everything like that. But then probably go home, get a little bit of rest before the race. Yeah.
Komm, Steffi, sehr stark. Let's go, Nina, sehr stark. Komm. Hey.
Also du.
Guten Tag.
Ready to race?
Hello.
Wie geht's dir?
Hi, Anna.
Markus, freut
Ja,
mich.
die Aufregung kommt jetzt.
Ja.
Du bist gerade
Ready to
gegen
race?
Bitte?
Ready fürs Race?
Ja, sicher.
Sehr gut vorbereitet.
Ziele für heute?
Ziele für heute unter 60 Minuten auf jeden Fall. Schauen, was es reicht.
Und überleben.
Goals to the race. Just do as well as we can. To be honest, like I don't think we're in contention to win it or podium. In reality, like if we're being honest with ourselves, so we're just like we were happy to qualify. We're just gonna enjoy it.
Soaking up the energy.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's like to be honest, like being at a World Championships. Like I'm 42. I didn't think I'd be in a World Championships, and I'm doing it with like my mate who I've been mates with since like school. So it's just like going to be a cool like experience.
Jawohl, Steffi, komm. Schön im Rhythmus. Let's go, Cats. Looking strong. Just keep moving.
Hey man, how are you doing?
Like Taylor Henny here.
The United States from Tennessee. I'm here racing men's doubles in about 35 minutes. I was just telling Marcus that we're in the third heat. So the kind of one of the strategies is, you know, this is a race. You want to run your own race, but you don't know what Heat 1 does, Heat 3 is going to do. And I was telling him, you know, sometimes that can be frustrating, but for us, it's not getting out too fast, chasing teams, but also trying to stay in it and compete. But at the end of the day, we know what we're capable of doing, and we're going to do that. But also, we have to compete.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
Taylor,
just go hard.
Yeah. So Taylor is going to race with Colin Steefer today. I think he's also known in the community. What are your goals today?
Gold?
Yes. Strong work, Carlo.
Okay.
Enjoy the pain.
Enjoy the pain.
Go, Jay. Enjoy it. Komm, Dennis, Endspurt. Bis bald im Ziel.
Plans for the summer and the next season? Are you coming back as an athlete, or are you going to focus just on the Roxlife?
Roxlife and commentary. No, I'm gonna come back as an athlete. I need an off season. Like it's been a long season. Trained hard. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, still training, but not so intensely. You know, just getting a good pace, and then coming back next season.
Oh yeah. Today, like honestly, I just want to have the best performance I can have. And if that's good enough to get on the podium, then I'm going to be ecstatic about that.
Be happy.
You know, I'm here with my family, so I've got a week holiday after this. So
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
it really can't go wrong. So have fun.
Yeah.
We do it because it's fun. It's hard. So goal, have best performance I can. Wherever that shakes out,
Yeah.
that's where it shakes out.
What's up, buddy?
The work never stops, right?
No. Yeah. Only way forward is through. We just keep it moving.
Sieht sehr stark aus. Let's go! Let's go. Platz 3 im Moment. Und weiter geht's. Kommt! Ready to race? Feeling good?
What's
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes, sir. Got the Frieson's hat on.
Goal today?
Yeah. Goal today? Sub 63 is the goal today.
Sub 63.
Yeah.
Let's go. THEFRISONMETHOD. Yeah. Alex, you're one of the youngest athletes competing today in the youngest age group.
Yes, sir.
Any tips for young athletes that striving for doing what you are doing? Because you, at that age, running those times, it's not normal.
You got to invest in it. Like if it's something that you want and something that you want to do and do well in, or have aspirations to do well in, you have to invest the time. Training, recovery, your nutrition, balancing your work, your school, anything like that. It's a hefty workload, but if it's something that you want and a goal that you want to chase after, you find how to balance that, and then you just get the work done.
Mimushka, nearly there, okay? Just hold it together. Okay, focus. 10 minutes and then you're done. So just keep pushing, okay? Right, Trevor, looking good in controls.
Everything
How's the stretch feeling?
good. How are you?
Did you overcome the jet lag, Trevor?
You know, I hit a little bit of intermittent fasting. I tried to get on their eating schedule as soon as possible. Also, just tried to listen to my body and sleep for as long as possible. It's a 5-hour time change from Michigan, so that was an adjustment for sure. But as we talked about, just like control the controllables, control water consumption, control food intake, and then just get as much sleep as possible.
Yeah.
Just first goal is just enjoy and have fun. We have like an awesome wave. There's so many good guys in there, so many good girls. So just go out there, leave everything out there, have fun, and then see what's coming up.
You're racing 2 races today?
I probably do have to do now because I can't say no. Yeah. So first big double, that's a focus, and then afterwards, just get your mind right and then go through the pain of another.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah, it will be dirty.
We're on at 20 past 6. Yeah, so
together? Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Everyone else has done like so well. So it's like pressure's on now. Pressure's on. So
Race strategy?
Go fast.
All
Go
in.
fast.
All in.
That's it. Go fast.
Worked with you. I know you're putting out good stuff. Any tips for new doubles out there?
Yeah, if I was new to doubles, obviously running, but I think one of the overlooked aspects is running tired. So just compromise running. So build a base of good endurance and then work on running while tired. So, you know, maybe a 250 calorie or 250 meter sprint on the ski, then run. Things like that are going to really prepare you for Hyrox because of the spikes in heart rate.
Yeah.
But if you spend too much time with easy running, you're not going to be prepared for that jump in the heart rate.
Ja. Kommt jetzt alles in diesen letzten Lauf in die Wallballs, okay? 20 Sekunden Vorsprung auf Molzahn, 40 Sekunden auf Clemens und Chris, okay? Kommt, reißt euch nochmal zusammen. 8 Minuten.
Killers in the what?
You know, for younger athletes that are striving for something like that, how did you overcome that?
How do you feel that?
That's a good question. I wouldn't say it's nervousness or pressure. I would say it's like anticipation. Just like there's been a big build up for this. A lot of flying. More flying than I've done probably my whole life. So that was more of the nervousness. Once I got on the ground, it was just like, all right, we made it. We're here. Now control what you can control. So I just from there it was moving. For me, whatever you put in your headspace, like so just find some music, a little bit of meditative silence also helps too, and just hitting some positive mindset as soon as you can. Gratitude too. So
Going to compete next season again, or do you focus on DECA, or what's waiting for you?
Yeah, I would love to compete again next year. This year, I've qualified for DECA Worlds in DECA Fit, so I'll probably try to do the trio in age group. They bump me.
Yeah.
I'm not in the 35 to 39 anymore. I'm in the 40. Still very competitive, so I want to do all three.
Nice.
And then next year, I think I'm going to do mixed doubles.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
or compete in the 40 plus division.
Nice.
You know, just
nice.
Body feels good, so and I have fun doing it. And you know, Hyrox has opened up a lot of really cool opportunities for people to meet new people and to travel around the world. So can't beat
nice, man. Yeah.
Rhythm? Oh, it doesn't feel good at all.
Okay, you're doing so great, friends.
Are searching you. Where do they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, reachff_Taylor, and then Team Reach Training. So I coach that team, and so anything hybrid athlete or functional bodybuilding. Hybrid athlete.
If you don't want to work with me, reach out to Taylor. He's doing good stuff.
Marcus is your guy for one-on-one coaching. He's the best in the business. I honestly wouldn't recommend anybody else. I'm not just saying that because he's my friend, but he's got 40 athletes here, so which is incredible. And that's a testament to him because it's hard work coaching 40 individuals. I own a gym, but I do online coaching, but it's not a lot of one-on-one. You have to be very dedicated to your athletes. So for all of you that are with Marcus or thinking about it, you know, he's got you covered. He's been there, he's done that, and he's very dedicated to his athletes.
Thanks for your words, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
good luck for your
team. I'm just sitting in the hotel room now after day 2 where all the age groups competed, and I'm just reflecting about what happened today, and I really know what to say about at this point. Definitely one point I would like to speak about, because I have seen a lot of athletes being upset today after their races, even when they had just great performances, great races, and like a lot of athletes and people are going into a toxic relationship with the sport. And I definitely just want to say that I have been there, and you should be careful about that, because when you arrive in a situation where you stop enjoying competing, training, on all those things, you should ask yourself why you're doing all those things, because life is not all about training, you know, not all about competing. Life is not all about those races, and just have in mind that no one is caring about your Hyrox time. Your Hyrox time is not written down on your gravestone when you pass, so don't just build about your whole life around that, because your loved ones and the important people and the right friends are not going to love you because of your Hyrox time. They're going to love you and remind you because of the way how you treat them. I think it's okay to be like upset for like 5 minutes, but just make sure that it's not, you know, taking your whole lifetime.
Doing better now? Dylan, come out!
Had a couple of beers as well. Just the 2.
Just 2 beers.
Feeling it this morning though.
Short and easy, wasn't it?
Nice and easy, nice and easy. 6 to 12 game.
Let's get some food.
Yeah, man.
something easy. Guys, the difference between the athletes and the coach, you see like vegetables, like carnivore vegetables, and then you have your coach, which are like just fat and meat.
You're not growing from that green stuff.
The biceps doesn't grow from it, doesn't it?
No.